Today's fairy tale is the true story of Aladdin and the Wonderful Lamp. It's the most popular Middle Eastern folktale in 1001 Nights, often called the Arabian Nights, but it actually didn't get added until later by a Frenchman, based on a folktale he had heard from a Syrian friend. A lot of Aladdin art from the 1800s depicts them as East Asian, and that's because in the translation from 1885, he is described as a ne'er-do-well from one of the cities of ancient China. A careless, idle boy who would do nothing but play ball all day in the streets with other little idle boys like himself. One day a man approaches him and he says, "Hey, I'm the brother of your late father," but he's not really his long-lost uncle. He is an evil sorcerer, but he's really good at his con job. Aladdin takes him home to his mom. She believes him, and when she says, yeah, Aladdin is lazy, he won't learn any trade, he's like, well, I'll set him up as a wealthy merchant, and gives him a shop, gives him nice clothes, even gives him this valuable ring that he says will protect him from harm. The sorcerer takes Aladdin out to the desert, and then he uses a magic powder to make this entrance open in the middle of the desert. It freaks Aladdin out and he tries to run away, but then he hits Aladdin and knocks him down. Don't be afraid, go down these steps, there's tons of treasure, take anything you want, just bring me back this lamp that I really need. He convinces Aladdin, who's got that ring that he feels is going to protect him, so Aladdin goes in and he follows his rule not to touch anything because he says you'll die if you touch anything before you give me the lamp. Aladdin gets the lamp, comes to the entrance, and he says, I'm not giving this lamp to you until you let me out. And the guy gets so mad that he throws down magic powder again and just seals Aladdin inside with the lamp. And the narrator tells us he could only get the lamp if someone else's hands brought it out, and he just picked Aladdin because he would be easy to get rid of afterwards. But Aladdin pissed him off so bad he was just like, yeah, screw this. So for a couple days, Aladdin just cries and he's all sad. Then he prays and he rubs the ring while he's praying, and the genie comes out of that ring, not the lamp. And he says, I am the slave of the ring. What do you want? And Aladdin's like, I want to get out of here. So he takes him out. And so Aladdin's free and still has the lamp, and so he goes home. Once he's home, Aladdin tells his mom everything, and he just says, I'm hungry. Do you have anything to eat? And she's like, no, but let's take that lamp and sell it in the market. Then we can get some money. So she starts to clean the lamp so they can sell it, and that's when a genie pops out of the lamp. And this one's more powerful than the first genie. Now, he is bound to do the bidding of whoever is holding the lamp at that time. And so they ask for a big feast and they get to eat. So one day the Sultan announces everyone needs to get in their houses and close all their doors because his daughter's going to take her bath. And no one's ever seen his daughter because she always goes veiled. And Aladdin's like, I really want to see her. So he sneaks out and spies and looks through a chink and sees her taking a bath. Creeper. He goes home and tells his mom, I'm so in love with this princess, if I can't marry her, I'm gonna die. And she laughs at him at first. And he's like, well, we've got jewels that we asked that genie for. And so she's like, okay, I will go to the king, offer him jewels, and tell him how much you love her. And so she does. She literally tells the Sultan, I've prayed to make my son forget your daughter, but he's super obsessed. Will you take these jewels and let her marry him? And the Sultan is moved. He's like, yeah, it seems like he values her a lot. That sounds good to me. But his vizier, who wants the girl for himself, says, hey, tell her yes, but that she has to wait 3 months because then maybe you'll get a better gift. So in those 3 months, the vizier gets the king to forget his promise, and then the girl is married to the vizier's son. When Aladdin hears, he tells the genie, this guy broke his promise to me, the girl was promised to me, bring her and him here. So the genie pops into their bedroom at midnight, brings them both there. They stick the vizier's son out in the cold, and then Aladdin goes to the princess and he's like, hey, your dad actually promised you to me, so you're my wife, don't worry, it's all good. And it says that she passed a very confused and frightful night while Aladdin slept soundly beside her. In the morning, Aladdin has the genie take them back, and they both are so scared and terrified. The vizier's son's like, I don't want anything to do with this. And then the daughter tells the king, yeah, he said that I was promised to him. And the king's like, oh yeah, that's true. But again, the vizier still wants to mess with this marriage, so he says, don't let him marry her unless he can produce basins of gold-brimmed jewels carried by 40 black slaves led by as many white ones. And he not only produces this, he does it like in the Disney movie. He has a big parade down the street where he's throwing gold to the people. He has so much wealth, the Sultan can't say no, and he marries the princess. Again, Aladdin uses the genie's powers to make a palace for the two of them that's even greater and more amazing than the Sultan's, and the vizier's like, it seems like an enchantment, but he can't do anything about it. Well, that evil sorcerer from earlier is in Africa now, but he hears about what happened to Aladdin and that he didn't die in the cave, and so he's mad and comes back to get his revenge. He manages through trickery to get Aladdin's lamp, and then he wishes himself, the princess, and the whole ass palace to be whisked away to a foreign land. When the Sultan sees the palace is gone, he blames Aladdin and has him brought before him in chains, and he's gonna cut his head off. But Aladdin has become so beloved by the people by this time for giving away all that money that they all rush in and they want to protect him and stand up for him. So the Sultan gives Aladdin 12 days to bring his daughter back and make everything right. Aladdin rubs the ring genie and he comes out, and he's not powerful enough to undo what the other genie did, but he is powerful enough to take Aladdin to where the sorcerer and the princess are now. So Aladdin sneaks in, finds the princess, and he's like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. Put on your finest gown, act like you totally want him now and you've forgotten all about me, and we're gonna use that to kill him. Again, very like the Disney movie. She gets him to come have supper with her and seduces him, and then puts a poison Aladdin gave her in his cup and poisons him. It's actually funny, she gives him the poison cup and he starts to make a long speech about her beauty, and she's like, no, just drink first and then tell me about how beautiful I am. And then he does, and he dies. Then Aladdin comes out, gets the lamp back, and wishes them all back. You'd think it'd be over, but there's one more little side plot where that sorcerer had a brother who's even more powerful than him, and he wants to kill Aladdin for killing his brother. He disguises himself as a healing woman, and then the princess falls for it and lets him in. But the genie of the lamp warns Aladdin, and Aladdin kills him, and then it's all fine. Then Aladdin eventually becomes sultan and reigns for many years, has a bunch of kids, all that stuff. The last thing I'll add is I really like this art where the genie's like a devil bat guy. That's kind of fun. As always, check out my book, Dust Spells, a reimagining of the 12 Dancing Princesses, and my podcast. All the links are in the bio.